Who really cares? Who is willing to try to save a world that is destined to die? Oh, ooh. Live. Let live, everybody. Live life for the children. Oh, oh, the children. You gotta save the babies. Save the babies. Save all of the children. Y'all probably want to know why I'm coming um, with this topic. So let me first say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, family. Welcome to the Mental House with me, your host, Khadija. And a lot of y'all are here because of my initial video 10 years ago, maybe 9 years ago, whatever, about Umar Johnson. Yes, 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 Umar Johnson. And I'm hearing a lot of mixed emotions, a lot of people having different opinions, which is cool. That's why we all have them. But I'm going to come from an elder perspective. Because if I knew then what I knew now, what I know now, I would understand the what, when, why, and how. The most thing you best and the most important thing that you can leave after you gone, because you gonna die. Okay? So whatever side of the diaspora that you may be on, let me welcome you to the mental house first of all. And let's talk about how we raise our children. You know, I'm not here to try to make anybody feel bad, point fingers. I'm here as an elder trying to pour some love on our condition, which has been filled with so much trauma and hate. Self-hatred and trauma that is generational. And until we are ready to deal with that collectively as a group, we might can't save our babies. And we just setting them up to fail, and we leaving them. You know how some of y'all say straight for the streets? I say straight for the white man's prison. That's what I say. Our children are so bright and beautiful and happy and smart in their natural habitat. But because of beatings, especially with ironing cords and switches from outside and, skillets, frying pans, whatever assault weapon that you have used on your children, because my generation, they will beat us with anything. Okay, whatever they get their hands on. And as I sit here now with as a person, well past childbearing age, well past parenting age, I'm a grandparent. Okay? I look at those of y'all who are producing children, and I fret for them. Because a lot of y'all are so dysfunctional and you have not addressed your own trauma that you can't be a productive parent for your child. A lot of y'all think that just because you pay child support, well, I pay my child support, la 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 la. You know, you laid down, and it was two of y'all that made that baby. Two of you. And if the circumstances have it so you can't deal with him or you can't deal with her because she's just too crazy, and I know we can be crazy, but the brothers can be crazy too. But the kids don't got nothing to do with that. That's what I'm trying to stress right now. And you have an obligation. You can't be too busy for your children and just expect the mother to handle the business, handle the bills. You living off her. You just think you doing something. Matter of fact, a lot of y'all call it, I babysitted the kids. And I think that is the most pathetic thing that a father can say, that he's babysitting his children. There are a lot of brothers out here that are examples of what it is to father a child. That don't mean you gonna do everything perfect. That don't mean you gonna be perfect. That mean your child gonna get exposed to some things that maybe is just fodder for their growth. But when you raise them and you don't beat them and you leave them in a lane to talk to you, you will produce better human beings. You will produce better adults. That don't mean their lives are gonna be perfect. But some of y'all have abandoned your children. And Umar Johnson, I hope now, because I can't say nothing about him no more. I'm just glad the rest of y'all have caught up. Because what I had to say about Umar Johnson, like I said, was 8 to 10 years ago. I know of Umar Johnson because the first time he came to Milwaukee, we brought him here. Okay? And when he got up on this, when I tried to talk to him afterwards, I sensed the arrogance and the pompousness in this brother. I said, this nigga is a narcissist. I knew it right off the bat. Because we did a program that honored Frederick Douglass. Well, actually, it honored Cameron. A lot of y'all know James Cameron, the one that's in that famous picture. That it was three nooses. Two brothers was hanging from a noose, and one noose was empty. That noose was for James Cameron. Okay, who I consider my godfather. I I love this brother, and when he passed away, a lot of people started coming out the woodworks and really trying to be. Well, I ain't gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. I'm just gonna say this. Umar Johnson claimed that Frederick Douglass IV and his wife BJ were frauds. This is Frederick Douglass's great grandson, I believe. And you can tell whenever you meet one of the family members that's truly authentic, because they're going to give you this one book. I was looking for it right now. I got so many up here. But they're going to give you that one book. Is this it? From the Frederick Douglass family about their ancestors. No, that's not it. It's called Frederick Douglass, Narrative of the Life of Frederick Douglass. Okay? It was done by the Dover Thrift. It's a Dover Thrift edition. But you only gonna get this book if you got it from one of the family members. So I knew that the book we had was sacred. I took him around town. Him and his wife. We drove them, and there's Dr. Brown. We drove them all around this city, made sure they got their hotel right, and allowed them to give us what they could give us from their ancestors, from their ancestor, and our great leader. Okay? And so anyway, I was having a conversation with Umar Johnson, and he just shit all on them. Oh, they not real, they fake, and they not the real. It turned me off. I ain't never been turned up, and the switch ain't came back on since. And this was in the early 2000s, okay? Early 2000s, maybe 2005 or 2004. I don't remember exactly. I have a hard time with dates. That happens sometimes when you get older. But what I'm trying to say is Umar Johnson was an asshole. And I made a video, and a lot of y'all are here right now today because of that video I made. I got over 2,000 videos, and I noticed that there's a lot of them that's probably on the website. But I pegged Umar Johnson right off the bat, and I told you who he was. And then he was, that 22-year-old was maybe about 12, 11, and he just had a baby. Okay? So here we are, all these years later, and there's a lot of y'all trying to get mad, talking about this girl got to come up, she wants some money, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, what? You don't mind giving people money that lie to you, that are hypocritical and just downright arrogant and full of crap. But you want to make sure, what you think YouTube is for? First of all, y'all think it's just to be here? All of us that are making content and hope that we get some money, some views. Otherwise, get your ass off of it. Same thing if you in show business. How could you be in show business and say, I don't want to make no record? Get the hell out of here then. So my point is this. Those are all weak arguments. We have an obligation to raise our children. And like I said, even if you don't get along with the mama, you got to come and get that kid maybe once a month. Spend some time with the kid up until the child, I ain't going to say kid, up until the child is an adult. So you can have an established relationship with your child. Because anything that you don't is emotional abuse. All y'all brothers out there talking about, well, I pay child support and calling y'all daughters out their names and things of that nature. You gonna have you lay down with that woman. And because you didn't know what you were doing and how important that is to put your seed in listen, because a woman is fertile ground, baby. But she carries your nation. She carries your nation. So you got it all mixed up. Maybe in America, this is a patriarchal society, and that's why you're all crazy. We all nuts. We should look at some of those cultures that look at the matriarch. And what is it in the purpose of a woman to bring forth your nation, and how that's the highest attribute of God. That's what the highest attribute of God is. For you to create. So some of y'all is just like dogs. You go and piss on the fire hydrant, and that's just how you relate to women. You piss on another woman, you go lift your leg up and piss. And so you are ratchet when you perform like that. And when you don't have any discipline when it comes to your loins, you are even more big a loser. So don't get mad and blame everything on the woman when y'all both was losers in the first place. And you came together for lust and not thinking what to hell this can lead to. Am I ready to create and bring a child forth with this woman? Does she have all the attributes, or he have all the attributes that I know would be a good father? That if something happened and we break up, he still love his kids enough that he gonna come around and take his kids? It ain't gonna be no splitting difference. They just gonna know, well, it's a difference when I go to daddy house and it's different when I go to mama house. I'm talking like this because I was raised by two parents. See, I come from the generation where you couldn't just skeet on somebody and don't come back. At least we were hoping that you didn't. But those of us that were committed to life, and those parents that were committed to doing spiritual work, they didn't leave their children, especially their daughters, out there tumbling through the wilderness like tumbleweeds. They didn't do that. So I don't want to hear no excuses about you sorry ass brothers that allow your children to be like tumbleweeds blowing through the desert, and you got a problem with the mother, so you didn't raise them, and they got no kind of say in whether they hear or not. They don't have nothing to do with that. That's up to you and that woman, or you and that man. So we got to do better, family. We got to do better as how we raise our kids. I mean, you know, it's interesting in some of the things that we do, and we think it's acceptable because it was done to us. And so I've been listening to a lot of work. What is her name? I've been listening to a lot of work from the sister who talks about the damage that happens when you beat your children.
Bloody politics.
Okay? When you beat them. And what kind of scars that leave on them as adults. Y'all should care about that. You should care about when you leave this earth, what kind of human being have you created to leave behind? That's important. So we got to get away from all this slave master beating. And how he beat us is how we beat our kids. That ain't nothing but a learned behavior. And I agree with that. What no families in Africa, kids getting the hell beat up out of them like we have in America? Because you only beat somebody like that when you don't consider them human. So there's nothing like that in our ancestral world that bear witness or has any in history of us beating our children down like that. That comes from the Americas. And we better think about it. The kind of human beings we want to turn out into society when we're dead and gone. You got to love your children. You can't never love them enough. But you have to have discipline and you have to have boundaries. The goal of discipline is to teach. So if all you do is beat ass and nobody's learning nothing from it, all they gonna want to do is beat your ass when they get bigger. Remember that. Trust me. Okay? So I'm not gonna stay on this too much. I'm gonna see if y'all got any comments, and I know I gotta beg for lights, but I wish y'all would tell me how you feel about the videos that I'm turning out. I see you watch them, but please don't be afraid or ashamed to share and like my videos because it's important. And I'm asking you to allow me to get into the rhythm of algorithms, because I believe that once we get in there and move it around, I can engage a lot better. So for that, I need your help. So please like the video. Please share the video. And subscribe if you're not subscribed. And I appreciate it. And God bless you. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day.